Hi guys, and welcome to the very first episode in a long series where we're going to be celebrating loads of different creators in different creative fields, such as live streaming, long and short form content, as well as game developers, diving into what makes them tick, see what their plans are for the future, and what's brought them to where they are today. I hope you're just as excited to watch these as I am making them and talking to these amazing people. So without further ado, let's get started. Where else would you rather be? Tell me who else but me. Hi Cheesy, I just want to jump in first off to say thank you very much for being the very first member of this series. So why don't you tell them about yourself?
Hi, Else. So, for those of you that don't know me already, my name is CheezyJokester. I'm a streamer and content creator. I stream currently both on Twitch and Kick, and I've started for a while. Probably November 2020 is when I all started. But yeah, my name's CheezyJokester, Cheesy for short.
Hi
Yeah,
Cheesy.
I'm looking forward to kind of having you guys get to know me better.
Let's just dive right in. What actually inspired you to start streaming and creating content in the first place?
So, as far as what inspired me to start streaming and creating content in the first place, it's funny actually because when Mixer was still around, I would see like the Xbox Live or whatever the Xbox, I think it was Xbox Live cast was every week when that they used to do on Mixer before they purchased it, and I forget what the name was after that or if it stayed Mixer or whatever, but I always thought it was funny because I would see stuff on Mixer where people are streaming games. I'm like, who the heck is going to want to watch people playing games, right? So I just thought it was something silly. Well, then fast forward to like November 2020 with my Xbox One X, and me and a couple buddies were playing World War Z, and I was like, you know what? For the hell of it, let's stream to Twitch since I can do it from the Xbox. So we did that, and it was kind of fun. I didn't have a camera yet set up for that. But then my actual first real, I would say, content creation was probably my YouTube video I did on this account, my Cheesy Jokester account, and it was on the MetaQuest 2 VR headset. It was funny because I actually did it at work on my iPhone and uploaded it, and I didn't even have the headset with me or anything, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, it just was what actually inspired me to do it was just I was like, it'd be cool to meet new people, talk to people that are like-minded, like that love technology, and just to share my passion for video games that I've always had since I was very young.
Well, we're really glad to have you with us, especially on this journey. So how do you think your content has evolved since you first began?
So my content's definitely evolved since I began streaming for sure. If there's a clip actually of one of my first clips that I did on Twitch back in December 2020, where me and a couple friends are playing Fortnite. I had been introduced to it, I believe it was like in 2019, the year before. So I was a little familiar with it. But it's funny because you just see me focusing on the game, barely saying anything. My friends in the game actually talked more than I did. And it was just weird, that I barely said a thing until towards the end, basically. And that has definitely evolved since then. Instead of not talking, just focusing on the game a lot. It doesn't matter if I don't have any viewers or if I do have viewers, I tend to just talk as I'm playing and say different things as though I have 50 people in my chat, right? So definitely evolved over time doing that for sure.
I mean, you're obviously coming on leaps and bounds, so I suppose the next natural question has been, what's your proudest achievement as a creator before today?
So my proudest achievement as a creator before today would have to be when I did in 2024. I had a charity reach out to me and ask me if I was interested after watching some of my YouTube content to doing a charity stream for an organization called Stack Up. And what they do is they provide relief through gaming for ex-military and active military men and women throughout the world. They actually have a house that they have built. I want to say California, but I could be wrong on that. But they have one here in the U.S. where they have people come, veterans and active duty, to kind of unwind, relax, and stuff. They also do different field trips and stuff that they sponsor through the charity. So it was kind of a cool opportunity for me to do something that I had never got a chance to do as a creator yet. And even with a smaller community, we still managed to raise $300 for the charity, which was awesome and I thought was amazing. So that was definitely, I would say, my proudest achievement thus far, is being able to raise money for that charity.
I mean, that's obviously absolutely phenomenal, especially doing things for charity. Has there been any other defining moments that shaped who you are as a creator?
Defining moments. That's a tough one. Um, I just wow, I don't know how to answer that one. Defining moment. That's a tough one for sure. I don't know if there's any one single defining moment that shaped me as a creator. It's just repetition, getting used to talking to everybody, getting used to being on camera. Um, and that happened pretty quickly, I would say, for me. And I feel like I've opened up more. I definitely know that a lot of people know me as kind of like the tech guy to come to ask questions, whether it's just general tech questions with computers and stuff, or if it's, some difficulties with streams, how to set up some stuff. I've helped many people actually build computers live on through Discord video calls. So, and these are people that have never built computers before. I've done it multiple times, and it normally goes pretty smooth. Um, so yeah, I mean, those little moments there define who I am to the community, and so that's, if anything, I think that's kind of shaped who I am and what I do.
Obviously, you're a huge help to your community. How has your community changed and grown over the years?
So, as far as my community goes, over the years, I've streamed a couple different places, but I always come back to Twitch, which is kind of the ironic part. I was actually on Kick for 15 months, and then I decided to make a change and was streaming over to Twitch in the summer. Came back to Kick recently. I'm multi streaming though, so I'm doing both platforms. But definitely what's changed is
Mm-hmm.
that I feel I have a more active
Yeah.
community than I used to. And what I mean by that is the fact that I have more regulars, not just streamers, but even non streamers coming into my chats and talking to me and stuff. So instead of, my chat, like not really having anything but my bot saying things at times, it's pretty active, especially on Twitch. Twitch was weird. Like, I never used to get that for years, being on Twitch, off and on. And then when I came back in the summer, that all changed. It was like not the same place for me personally, anyways. Um, so yeah, I mean that's how my community has grown and changed over the years for sure. I don't know if people are seeing my YouTube videos that I do and that sort of thing, and then coming to the channel. Some are just raids from other people or hosts if you're on Kick. But yeah, it's more active, interactive chat in the community, which I really enjoy.
Has there been any lessons then that you've learned from the past that's helped prepare you for the coming year?
So far as challenges go that help prepare me for 2025, I will say I'm a little bit more cautious. I do have my guard up a little bit more than what I used to. If you ever notice in my title bar, you'll see, I think it says something like big cheese heart, and then it has the heart color for Twitch and Kick. And the reason being is, especially when I was over on Kick, a lot of people knew me as somebody with a very big heart, and I feel like I do have a very big heart. And that would kind of inspire me when I really found somebody that I thought was a pretty cool person. I would try and help them out, whether it's gifted subs, it's promoting them, it's giving them tech support, even sometimes sending them things at no cost to them to help them out with their streams and stuff. Unfortunately, as you can imagine, that sometimes can trigger people
Mm,
to, I don't want to say take advantage of you, but take it for granted. And so I've found that there's been some people
yeah.
that got things that they wanted or needed from me, and then I never hear from them again. So
Mm,
it's definitely a lesson that I've learned that while it's okay to
yeah.
support other people, just, be slow about it. Make sure that you're going to know that person. They're just not hanging out with you or or chatting with you and stuff because they want something from you, kind of thing. And that's been my biggest lesson from the past, that hopefully in 2025 I won't have to worry about having repeated.
So, one last question before we jump to the future. What piece of content are you most proud of and why?
So I actually have two pieces of content that I'm proud of, and those are both on YouTube, long form videos. I did a how to video for setting up dual PC audio without a capture card. Most of the ones I saw on YouTube were all talking about using a capture card. Well, my gaming PC, I don't use a capture card to put that over to my stream PC. I use an OBS plugin, which I'll get to in a second. But I, at the time, had an Elgato XLR audio interface. And so I did a very thorough video of how to hook up the two PCs to be able to talk to one another via audio, so that stuff from the stream PC comes over and stuff from the gaming PC comes over to there. And it did really, really well. And then same with the one I did for the plugin for OBS called Teleport, that lets you on dual PC setup use your home network to send your gaming PC stuff over to your stream PC. That way you don't have to go through a capture card, and I find it a lot easier. It's more convenient for me personally. But both of those videos have done really, really well, which really makes me happy. I get comments about it that it helped people. I get additional questions that end up helping people to go a little bit further with the setup. So those both having over 1,000 views in the year or so that ago that I did those is just awesome. Like, I am so happy and proud of the content that is propelling me to want to do more of similar things, which we'll talk about here in a moment, I'm sure.
Yeah, like what a fabulous lead up. So, I guess, what is your top goals for 2025? I bet you must be full of ideas and contents and things you want to make.
So my top goals or plans for this year, which I actually made a video on YouTube about, so some of this may be a little bit different, but I want to get more serious into my content creation. What that means for me is that I want to do more YouTube videos, like long form videos. I have a lot of shorts, right? Those are easy to do, very quick, hardly any effort to upload those, I feel. So I want to do that, and I also want to do better with thumbnails, because I'm not great with anything graphical related that I have to edit and stuff. So try to get those thumbnails to fill in the square on the YouTube video preview is difficult for me. So I can figure it out, right? Like, I just need to figure out the size. But that's definitely a goal, is to make the YouTube content, more of that throughout the year. I would like to do once a month. I don't know that it's going to happen once a month. But one of the videos I'm thinking of doing here soon is streaming gear that I can't do without. Just kind of a general video like that. So that wouldn't really be a how-to, but it's going to be more of a like, hey, these are things that I find really valuable for me, and maybe it'll be valuable to you, kind of thing. Um, so that's one of the big ones. The streaming part, as far as getting more serious about that, that just means that instead of never offering subs, I mean promoting subs, I offer subs obviously, but I a lot of times, like, so for Kick, unlike Twitch, you can put all your emotes that you want, animated or not, and just have it available to everybody. And that's what I did all the time for a long time, and there's nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah.
I spend all the money I've spent on my tech, the streams, the video games, that's all from myself. I never have asked for subs. I get subs from sometimes gifted and stuff, which is awesome. But I thought, you know what? If I'm going to get more serious about this, I need to make it to where viewers are rewarded for being in my chat, right? So I've removed all those animated ones on Kick and put them
Yeah.
as subscription emotes, because that's already done that on Twitch by default. So it rewards members of the channel when they either
Yeah.
when they gift subs to other people and they get that, or they sub to the channel themselves. They get unlocks for using other emotes and stuff. I'd like to do some other things. I don't know what that is yet. But then also, too, I do take that money and put it right back into the stream. That helps me fund getting other things for the stream, whether it's different kinds of tech, software, video games, whatever, to do the streams and make them better for everybody in the community. So those are the main goals I have for streaming and content creation this year, and to grow my community too, because I would really like to have a little bit more of a community than I do now. So those are my main goals for this year for sure.
Have you got any type of content that you really want to plan to experiment with this year? Because obviously, world's your oyster.
Yeah, as far as any new types of content I plan to experiment with, I would like to do a couple things on my stream part. Give me 1 second. One, I've been building up a retro game collection. I have both physical media and old consoles, and I also have a lot of emulation stuff I can do as well. And I've tinkered with it here and there in the past, but I want to try and start doing retro streams on a regular basis, maybe once, twice a month. I haven't decided yet. And just go through and play some retro games. Maybe have people from the community say, "Hey, do you have this game? That was one of my favorite games," and we can pop in and check it out together. Maybe help them relive some of that nostalgia for them as well. And I might discover new games that I never knew that I would like. Right, so that's definitely one I'd like to do. And then
Yeah,
I would like to do like Cheezy's Tech Talk or something like that
that was really fun.
on a couple live streams throughout the year. Just things where I can talk about new technology that I'm excited for. Maybe people have some issues that they would like some help with live, whether it's just general computer stuff,
Love that idea. Love that
streaming
idea.
maybe, where I could walk people through like this is how you do this in OBS kind of thing live on the stream and those sort of things. So I'd like to experiment with those couple things for sure.
I love that tech idea. Do you have any other specific things you hope to achieve by the end of the year then going forward?
So things I'd like to achieve by the end of next year, or this year, sorry, 2025. So into 2026, I think that's what we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, just growing my community, have a lot more active engagement. That's like, I love that. Like, I thrive on it. Like, if you ever come into my chat, right, and you see me there, and maybe there's some chat here and there, but it's mostly me talking all the time. As soon as those people start chatting in my stream, like, I'm sure you can see kind of my face light up, me really excited, and I love talking to people. So that's one of my big things I hope to achieve this year is a stronger active community, a little bit larger. Like, I'm not, wanting like some huge amount of people in my stream necessarily, but it'd be cool to have like maybe 10 to 15 people active in the stream. I've always thought it'd be cool to have that where your chat's like scrolling so quick because people are typing so quickly and it's hard to keep up. So that's definitely something I'd like to achieve by the end of this year.
Have you got any up and coming projects or collabs that you're particularly excited about then to kind of get the ball rolling with these kind of things?
So I really don't have any upcoming projects or collabs that I'm excited about. I don't have anything planned at all. I mean, I guess project wise, you could kind of look back at like I was talking about doing the videos and stuff, and I was lucky enough to do a sponsored video review, an honest review of some very affordable microphones from a company towards the end of this year. I think it's like November, and I would like to do more of that, but I don't have anything in the pipeline right now. But other than that, I mean, just making the videos and stuff, I guess, would be considered a project. But I definitely, don't have any collaborations that are planned currently.
So obviously you spoke about wanting to do thumbnails and improve all that next year. Have you got any other skills or areas of content creation you want to improve on in the next 12 months?
So as far as a skill or area of content creation I want to improve on the next 12 months, I'm not real sure actually. Wow, some of these questions are tough, but let's see. I mean, I definitely, like I said, I want to improve my YouTube content. I want to make it better. I want to have thumbnails in all my long form videos. I want them to look good. I want them to be sized correctly. So that's definitely a big thing for my content creation that I want to improve on in that regard. Skill area, though, I mean, I guess maybe that kind of falls back to the whole image creation thing, right? Like graphic. I won't say graphic design, but just editing graphics and stuff in general. Maybe that's a skill I like to improve on to make that look better. So that's really the only things that I can think
Yeah.
of over the next 12 months to improve upon that I can think of currently.
So what do you think your biggest hurdle will be this year? Is it just graphics wise, or is there anything else in particular?
I think my biggest hurdle this year is just to stay outside of my head, not let myself get in my own head about viewers and how active the chat might be at times, or if there's streams that just kind of seem dead. Um, Other than me playing games and talking and stuff, and that's always challenging. I think it's challenging for most of us. But one thing that helps me a lot too is that I turned off viewers using a plugin for my browser for all of Twitch, so I can't see it on anybody's channel unless I go into my mod view. Then I can see it, but I normally just stay have a screen up for my stream, just so I make sure it's not buffering and stuff for people. Um, but I don't see the viewer numbers, so I have no idea how many viewers I have until I rate out at the end of my stream, and then I'm like, oh, cool, I had 12 people in here. I didn't even know. Um,
That's really cool.
so that's definitely one thing I want to do is not worry so much about those things, and it's tough. It's definitely a tough hurdle for me to get past at times, to not see chat being active, um, and I just need to not worry about it. I just need to be myself, stream, and just keep carrying on. And, I'm sure that stuff will come.
So what do you want your content to look like, well, for you next year? Kind of more of the same? Do you want to have it a totally different look, or what do you want it to look like?
So next year, as far as my content, I would love it to look more polished, especially on YouTube. There's times where I've had like gaps where I'm got a black screen because I didn't share it correctly so that the video would see this stuff. And instead of just like not caring that 1 minute of black screen was there, going back and trimming that out, editing the videos more, but just overall look more polished, and
Yeah.
enjoyable to see that stuff. The thumbnails was another one I'm going to keep coming back to. And as far as streaming goes, I just want it to be more interactive and fun for people in the chat. That's always one of my big goals, is to hopefully have it be more interactive.
So when we come back and bug you in 12 months' time, what do you hope to have accomplished by then?
So if we come back to this in a year, I would say that I hope to have accomplished pretty much everything we already talked about. More more polished content, whether it's on YouTube or in streaming, a more active, robust community. Those are the two big ones. Hopefully, also to have accomplished, making more videos on YouTube and my retro streams and those sort of things. I'd really like to have accomplished those tasks or those things by the by this time next year. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah.
Okay, so kind of follow on to that. What does success look like for you? And I mean more than just 12 months, like the grand scheme of Cheesy.
I mean, success for me in the long run would be to have a very active community, having a decent amount of viewers popping in all the time, a lot of chat, people popping off in my Discord, the YouTube videos doing really good. That would be very successful for me, as I would feel success in that regard. So yeah, that's the kind of things that how success would look for me in the long run.
Then where do you see your content in the next 5 years then? Do you still see yourself being a streamer or a content creator, or what do you see yourself like?
This is like that question you get asked in interviews or in reviews for jobs and stuff, is that, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, I don't know, alive? Like, still having a job, still being here? I mean, it's always one of those things that I hate trying to answer, because I don't know where I want to be in 5 years specifically, but I hope I keep creating content. I hope things are going well enough to where I want to keep doing it. I'm still enjoying it as much as I do now. That's what keeps me doing it. So yeah, I guess overall, like in that length of time, 5 years, I hope that streaming is still relevant. I hope streaming is still fun for me. And I hope it's, it just things are, improving year after year for me. Um, and just I've been active on a specific platform, whether it's a couple different platforms, one platform for that long, and that name recognition and that sort of thing happens for me where people are like, oh, yeah, I know him.
So I guess that kind of leads into what legacy do you hope to build as a creator? So just having your name out there, or is there anything more?
I mean, the best legacy for me would be, again, name recognition. People be like, yeah, that CheezyJokester guy, he is so cool. He has such a big heart. He really tries to help everybody he can. He's fun to watch, talk to, and interact with. And he has rage moments in games where he gets really frustrated. That's kind of funny. But overall, just being a real genuine person that you can tell that I care about the people I interact with and that I try and help as many as I can. That's the legacy I want to build as a creator, for sure.
Is there any long-term projects or dreams that you've been planning to tackle?
As far as long term projects or dreams I've been planning to tackle, like, not dream, this is dream, right? Um, I would love, and I've told this to my community a couple different times. I talked about, excuse me, I would love to get sponsorships from companies, YouTube and that sort of thing, to where I could live on stream build like a computer system and give it away to somebody that needs a new computer, and have that sponsored by companies that send me products to review, and then to also be able to give away. That would be freaking awesome. I know that there's been some cool YouTubers that remake people's setups and that sort of thing, and that'd be cool to do something like that. Like go to a streamer's house that maybe they're a smaller streamer, right? Like I'd like to focus on smaller content creation folks. People that are just getting started, or
Yeah.
maybe they're struggling and their equipment's out of date and older, and giving them that extra help could maybe propel them, make them really excited and really push harder. That would be the ultimate dream. Unfortunately, with my mobility challenges, that's probably not a reality anytime soon, but that'd be a huge dream of mine, to do
Yeah.
something like building systems live on stream and then giving them away to somebody that's in need of that sort of thing, by getting sponsors to help me do that.
I guess my last question would be, what's the one thing you tell your future self as you continue creating?
So, one thing I would definitely tell my future self to remember as I keep making content is, don't beat yourself up so hard. Don't worry so much about if your community is not as active as you would like it to be. Just keep doing it as long as you enjoy it. Have fun with it. If you're still having fun, you're still loving it, just keep pushing. Try different things. You know, change up the content from time to time. Make your videos and just hang in there. Just remember, you're doing this because you're having fun and you're passionate about technology and gaming. That's for sure the advice I would give my future self as far as to continue creating.
So I guess that's the last question I have for you, Cheesy. And yeah, thank you very much for being my first subject, I guess. Thank you very much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me on here, Alice. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. I hope, people learn a little bit more about me. Maybe we'll be coming by my streams, my YouTube channel, checking that stuff out. It's funny because I remember when I made that first video, like I was talking about earlier on, the Quest 2 headset, it had like maybe 81 views if I was lucky. Now I've got long form videos because I've looked, and like over 1,000 views and stuff, which is just crazy to me that someone like me, who's not pouring my, every little ounce of energy and time I have into doing this stuff, where I just make videos here and there on YouTube, is having that many people watch it. So
Yeah.
I just want to thank you again for this opportunity to kind of talk about who I am, my thoughts about my content creation, and that sort of thing. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Like I said, thank you very much for joining in, and I'll let you go. So I hope we all learn a little bit more about the CheezyJokester today. I will leave all of his links down in the bio down below. If you want to go check him out, please do go check him out. Give him a hi and all that thing. He's honestly a wonderful guy with a massive heart. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed the first episode in this series. If you would like to take part, please do feel free to drop me a DM or email me. All my links are again in the bio below. And yeah, thank you very much for sticking it out to the end, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.